What up, though? It's John D, the habitual thought challenger in the building. Back doing it again with my better half, do. Today, we're going to discuss something off the top, and I really want to know her perspective. My love, how are you doing?
Fine. I'm a little curious as to what this conversation is going to be.
Oh, I was just going to, would you consider yourself an avid reader?
No.
Would you consider yourself, what is a reader, a description below an avid one?
I don't know.
Well, to me, I do. I would
I
consider
dabble. I dabble in stories here and there.
All right. What book would you say has been the most informative for you in your life that you can say, I learned something from this book every time?
I don't have a book that I read over and over again. You know what? Nope. There's one book that I'm currently doing my second term, my second run around in this book, and I love it. Not that I necessarily learned something from it. It did spark some things in me. You make me sad because now I can't remember the author. But the book is called Children of Blood and Bone.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. You speak so highly of this.
Oh, I love that book. And it has a sequel, Children of Vengeance and Virtue, or Virtue and Vengeance. No, Vengeance and Virtue. And so I read Children of Blood and Bone while we were in Abu Dhabi, and I was waiting for the sequel. And when the sequel came out and I started reading, I felt like it had been a minute since I'd read the original. And I needed to be able to go back and reread the first one so that I could come fresh into the second one. That's how much I love that book. And so I went back to read it again. And it's so crazy because I'm in a point in my life where connections to ancestors is a new thing to me, and is speaking to me. And the connections made in that book, it just feels good to my soul.
Do you think the author was closely related to what your high interests are right now as far as the ancestry thing? You think it's related?
Well, there are a few things. So when I turned 40, I had these 40 things I was going to do, right, over the course of the year. And one of the things was I wanted to try some different ancestry kits so I could kind of maybe get an idea, because none of them can really tell you, but get an idea of where my ancestors came from, who is more closely genetically marked like me, so that I could look at what were some of the belief systems, where were they, what kind of people were they, and did I feel any connection. And so in the book, it's set in Nigeria, and it talks about the Orisha and their power and how they connected to those on earth, and extended their power into these people. And it's so beautiful, and it makes you feel so powerful. And in the end, I'm not even gonna tell y'all what it says. I need you to read this book only off the strength of it makes you feel. It made me feel seen. Like, yes, that is it's a representation of who we are and what the world is looking like with us in it. And it's just I don't even want to ruin it by going through all of my favorite parts and the things that touch me, but the connection that the heroine had to her people, and the ancestral bonds that someone tried to break, and how she was able to reconnect them. It just makes me feel she's just so powerful. I love her. And I don't think there's another book where I have been able to say I love this character. And it's just when I say that author, I can't wait to get to the second book, but it really speaks to where I am now. So, and it's not even just DNA, like even looking back through my family's history, oral history doesn't get passed down the way you would hope it would. So you'd know about those who came before you, even 3 or 4 generations before you, you know what I'm saying? And so looking at things in my own family history, some of the women in my family and the power and the, just the command that they had is awesome. And so, yeah, that book, even before it all came together into what I wanted to do for my 40th birthday year, it was like all these things were kind of tumbling and speaking to me. And this book was it just catapulted me in so many directions, just to think about how amazing and powerful and magical we are. So I love that book.
It sounds like something I probably need to read.
Maybe. But one of the things I will say is, some people, they don't like fantasy. I don't think it's really fantasy, though. There's a part of me that knows that we are magical. But the idea of powers being bestowed upon us or entrusted to us by whoever it may be, like those things always draw me. It really does.
Funny you should say that.
I don't know if it's funny.
No, it's just maybe ironic. I told you that we're superheroes.
Oh, yeah, you've said that before, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And my goal is to find an optimal level in this vessel to be able to do unmanly things.
Unhuman-like.
Correct.
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, we can't necessarily unhuman-like. We just haven't seen humans do them.
Okay.
So
regular schmegler humans.
Yeah.
Right.
So if I can get there and prove to you that who we are and that all of this stuff is related. To me, I think it's crazy how I got to this point and you're really engaged into that type of idea, and I've been telling you I want to prove this. So that's why I think that I'm gonna have to like do something for you because you don't believe me.
Yeah.
You've been living with a superhero all this time. I'm a superhero too.
Okay.
You are.
Let's see.
And with our powers combined,
we create
magic.
Do we? Okay.
Yeah. But I really will consider reading this book. And I know it's back there. So tell me this, why haven't you started the second one?
Life. So I started the first one over again earlier this year, and I've just kind of been piecing. The thing is I've been piecing my way through that book, along with some other stuff. I have competing interests. And it's another thing that kind of goes along with my inability to complete tasks, because I am interested in many, many things, but there isn't one thing that can keep my attention long enough to completion. So I've completed the book before, but because I have other things going on that grab my attention, I haven't been able to get to the end of that book to start my second.
I can dig that. So
it's in the plan.
Well, I just want you to know that it's in my plan too to get you to that second. What you know about that?
That's awesome.
You sure? Sometimes when
go ahead,
I wonder if when I say things like that, do they scare you or you think I'm full of shoot?
It's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna? Because when you try to make me follow through with stuff, it's like, what is he going to try to make me do? And then if I resist, you be like, oh, no.
I haven't been like that. I've allowed you to
get
fail,
frustrated.
continue to fail.
Dang.
Well, no, I haven't given you any fight back. I just, when
right.
I tell you, like when you say what's wrong, I'm like, you know what's wrong.
I know. You hate it. I know.
Well, I tried to do what I wasn't doing before, thinking that, you know, if I do something different, I get a different outcome.
We just haven't found that sweet spot. We haven't found the right way to motivate me. Everybody is unique. Hopefully you'll hold on long enough to figure out what that special way is.
So tell me this, what if it was, I'm just wondering, let's see how big your imagination is. What if we were to say Dallas is going to get the project that he asked for when he turns 110.
Okay, what?
Let's say if we found something that gave information that said Dallas at 110, the best thing he's ever accomplished is going to happen when he turns 110.
Okay.
Let's say if we got that information and we truly believed it, would you change your life so you could be there for him?
Yes.
So you have to have, like, Jesus has to walk in front of you. You can't just do it for the idea that Dallas is going to do something like that anyway. I
don't really even know how that. I don't know how that's connected.
Well, I'm telling you that if somebody
my motivation?
That, like, if you believe Dallas was going to really do that at 110, he was like, well, he did that at 110. It's possible I can live longer.
Well, I don't necessarily believe that because, I mean, I've been beating up my body a lot longer than Dallas has been alive. So I don't know. Like, I already know my children are going to do something great. I know my children are going to do something that will feed into positive growth of who their people are. I know they will. So to tell me that he'll do it at 110.
Well, no, hold on. How about
like
what if I said?
I
said?
That's not gonna motivate
70.
Me then. Okay. So I just need to live an additional. Get to 100. I don't know.
So do you understand what I'm saying now? Like,
is that gonna motivate me to still live? Probably not.
So that level of accomplishment isn't enough for you to be like, that's something I want to see with my eyes.
I can't really say that. I just know that my kids are going to be great. So for you to tell me, oh, they're going to be great at 70.
No, I'm just saying, okay. Like, so I was saying your imagination.
Oh, okay.
I'm not,
I'm trying to answer it.
No, I'm saying I don't want to, like, ruffle your feathers.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying godly for. That's not my intent.
Feathers are over here getting ruffled.
Please forgive me.
Hey, yeah, he talks to me about this all the time.
I do it? What do I say all the time? Since I talk to you all the time.
We're going to live. You need to change the way you're living so we can be 160 years old together.
So that's how I sound, though?
Yeah, and we're going to look.
Wow.
But we're going to look like this.
Exactly. Like, that sounds like remarkable stuff. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I guess, I'm supposed to just say I'm going to die at 78 like everybody else and be wrinkled and I'm losing my mind. No. I am working on changing that idea. That's the reason why my diet has changed and the way that I've become more active and being more responsible in how I maneuver. So I feel like if I don't do the same things that all the other people do, I should get better results. And that's the way I'm looking at it. So if I lead by example and things come out and people want to talk about it later.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully I get my wife on board. Because the kids, I think they're an easy flip. I think my kids are going to be flipped by the time that they're 18. And they won't put anything bad in their body. Our nephew was already thinking about it, but yesterday he kind of made me feel like he was playing because my sister brought some enchiladas with turkey meat and ham, and I made a salad, and he was like, I don't want no salad.
He wanted all the space for them enchiladas in that mug.
And they were delicious.
They were absolutely. It looked like you weren't supposed to have it, though. It looked like.
So I just want you to know, yesterday was going, like, I wasn't going to eat that. And I've been trying to figure out how I can maneuver again with you earthlings with this food thing. And my wife said, John, let's do moderation. Like, I have a family relative in town. She brought this for us to eat. And I want you guys to know it was absolutely delicious.
It was.
It was. And now I understand why bad food is not good for you, because it's so delicious. And I don't need to ever eat like that again. But I know in order for me to be regular, I have to like indulge every once in a while, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Apparently.
I indulge more than just a little. I believe that I should be able to indulge, and and it shows in my bulge. I'm working on that. I'm not working on it. I'm just
is it. You know what? Do you know how much I love you?
Maybe.
I was willing to change my life to what you wanted it to look like.
John, whatever.
For real. Like, that's how, look, check this out.
What was it going to look like?
No, whatever you want it to look like. That's why I say, you tell me that's what I'm trying to create. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, my hands are yours. Let's create this masterpiece. What you want me to do? Do a little of this, do a little of that.
Well, you know what?
Because you make me feel like I want to do it.
I absolutely hate cleaning bathrooms and laundry, and the fact that you do that for me is awesome and amazing.
And like, you know, I really do clean the bathrooms too, like even up under the thing, like up under the commode.
I appreciate it. I hate a bathroom.
And even behind the little thing where hair be getting, you know,
God,
sometimes.
Jesus, please stop. And I despise the laundry. Yeah, you know, you the real MVP for that one right there. Because I don't even, you know what? It used to be the whole thing of like, you don't ask people to clean up because you're going to end up coming behind them and cleaning up. I don't even look. I just be thankful. I be like, it's clean in here, and I go on by my business. I don't nitpick and look for anything, which, I mean, you take care of everything really well, but you forget the dryer sheets for the laundry. I mean, it's highly too much though.
Well, the thing is, it has not settled in. Like, I need to get them and just keep them in the thing. So it's not true. Intentional.
I know it's not.
It's one of those things where I am trying to learn this behavior of actually being good at doing laundry.
I just want you to know my growth, because I did not say, forget it, I'm just going to start doing this laundry though. I was like, hey, you know, no dry sheets. It's okay. It's okay.
No, it won't happen again.
Oh, see.
So that's what I'm saying. I will definitely make a concerted effort to prevent that from happening again.
I like to go places and not have to drive, so I appreciate that you do that. You know, the world is rounding out pretty well.
Well, I feel like my contribution to the household should be at you guys' disposal.
But you know, you don't make tabbouleh though.
Excuse me?
You don't make tabbouleh.
I haven't learned that yet. You know,
it's some people, you know, all fall short.
Yeah. Well, you know, I can always learn to be better. That's all. I'll get that done though. And you know what's so crazy? I'm going to make it so good that you will make those requests regularly.
Oh, okay, cool. Because right now I'm just gonna go to the grocery store.
We know what you're gonna
grab that
do.
little pack.
But that won't be the only thing you get there.
It's not. It's not gonna be the only thing I get there.
No, I just want y'all to know that I told her the formula, and like I told her, look, if you do this, you can eat whatever you want at any time of the night or whatnot. And every time I catch her eating what she's not supposed to, like at a different, like late at night, she said, you said I can eat everything. I said, yes, but you're not doing all the other things right. Like, she really plays by a different set of rules.
I'll fall short. That's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
It's not okay.
Oh, maybe not. Okay.
You don't like it, so how is it okay?
Okay, well, then flip the script. So, what book has had a lasting impression on you?
The Alchemist.
Oh.
I started it again.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What'd you learn from it the first time around?
that you just go through life trying to figure it out. And you just hope that you make the right decisions. And if you don't have anybody to tell you, experience is the best teacher. But now I have any look, check this out. I don't know how, I'm not very far into it, and I should have completed it by now, but I am still so mesmerized on how much I missed just from in the beginning parts. Because as a young man, I can see my whole story in it in just the first chapter. It's just like everybody's story is probably similarly linked. They could get something from it. And I was like, how linked we are with just trying to figure it out. And when I think of that book, all I think about is if I can keep learning something from it each time you read it, because everybody who reads it says they learn something different every time. What can I do to improve this next time? Like today.
The next time? What do you mean the next time? The next time after you've read it?
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah, what lesson can I get to improve today? Because you just asked me what book am I? Yeah, so just reading that first chapter makes me feel like I can improve so much today that tomorrow is going to look way better. So I really believe that I can make things happen by doing the work. And I think ultimately you gotta be comfortable with yourself, and you can't expect everybody to give you that reassurance that you're doing the right thing. You have to believe I am doing everything I can. And that's what that book made me. That first chapter. Like, I know I made mistakes in the past. Just like buying that house.
Oh my God. Look, lessons were learned.
I know.
That first house, lessons were learned.
But when I told you, though, that was me trying to be a man telling you that everybody says a young black man should have a house. And I was thinking I'm going to have an asset for my family so we can. So that's what all I'm thinking about. And I felt like if you have me looking at all these other things, it's going to be too much to get through. So it's just like impulse.
Look, this dude came into town over the weekend and said, "We're going to buy a house before I leave." Sir, that is not how we do things. But you know what, y'all?
We bought a house.
We bought a damn house before he left that weekend. It was not the one I wanted, but he was determined a house had to be bought. Yeah,
I just want you guys to know this, though. She did not live in Georgia, and I didn't live in Georgia.
We can question Kanika's sanity and her common sense as much as you want. I know. I did it. It's okay. It's okay. You know.
She believed in me.
Or.
She was stupid.
You know. When we
but
talk
you do
about,
everything well.
No. In what you will find is that over the course of my life, there are many things that I've done well. I may not have been the best at it, but I definitely am able to churn out a product that's acceptable. One of the areas in my life in which I did not do well was this here me and John boy, because you will find stories all throughout our journey where you'll be like, Kanika, what? In the hell? And I'll be like, I know, I understand, it's true. So the house thing, now y'all could have said, Kanika, you didn't have to sign for the house. And you're right. But for some reason, this man was talking fast and firm and had me convinced that we needed to have this house before this weekend. Y'all, we had more weekends. There was an opportunity. This dude said, before I leave this weekend, this is what we're going to do. This is also the man that when he bought his car, he bought it without test driving it. And when the dude said, sir, I would really like for you to test drive this car, he said, if you make me test drive that car, I'm leaving right now. Who does it? This lunatic, and then here I come. So doing everything well, we can run with that. We can. But when it comes to the stories of me and John, just know that I already know. I don't need comments on social medias or anything about Kanika because she is aware.
This is the thing, though. I need you to understand.
No, don't understand it. Okay, what?
That we were not afraid of it. We got in it. We just made it happen.
We were not afraid of what? Us?
We didn't know what it could really
I don't
look
know.
like.
We was just flying by the seat of our pants and just doing whatever.
We were,
right.
and I thought it was life was that simple.
Hey y'all, when he says as a man, he'll say it a million times, and he'll say, I was thinking because this is what men. I need you to understand that this is what we talking about when we saying rescripting the culture. We're revising these rules. There are some rules that we have in our culture, and I don't know who wrote them. What foolery was taking place when these rules were made, but some of that stuff we have got to let go. And some of the ideas about what it means to be a man and the decisions men have to make and take, the risks they take, and women. Yeah, the same for us. The rules and ideas that we take on, all of that stuff needs to be explored, and you throw out the bad stuff and you keep the good stuff, and you rewrite some of these rules to fit what you want it to be. That is really what this is about, because this man's going to tell you about, as a man, what he did, and I can tell you the same thing as a woman, what I thought I was supposed to do in conjunction with him, or looking at what he's saying as a response. Y'all, rewrite it, because there was some foolery taking place.